Hello everybody, it's Stan here from Broken Neck Radio. I'm standing with the lead singer and one of the guitarists of the band Cyborg Octopus. They came all the way from beautiful San Francisco, California. Give us your name, and we already know what you're doing.
Yeah, hey, my name is Ian Forsyth. I'm the vocalist in Cyborg Octopus.
And my name is Bobby Carroll. I am the guitarist in Cyborg Octopus.
Awesome. And when did the band form and how?
Band started in 2011. It was made of a group of guys that started in high school, and the lineup sort of got shuffled around. I'm the only member left from that time, but Bobby came in pretty early, around 2013, along with Patrick, our sax player. And we've been going strong with this lineup for almost 8 years now. We have a new bassist, but the core of everybody that's here has been the same for a really long time, since the first album in 2016.
And I played with the bassist for, God, probably 10 years now, so he's like...
Well, that would explain it, because I was like, you guys don't... Like, It doesn't seem like...
He's filled in for us for years.
That's kind of thing. You see some of these bands where they have new members, and you kind of can tell, that cohesivity isn't quite there yet, but you guys I would not have guessed.
Yeah, we go way back. So it is our best friends, so we really do have a great time up there, so it's great.
Now, you guys are currently on the Summer Immolation Tour, probably pronounced it wrong, that started in Vegas on July 5th. Mm-hmm. How has the tour been?
Hot.
Fantastic.
It's been fantastic and hot. Vegas started with 115-degree weather, and it was great. It was a really good show. And then we looped back around to our home area, so we had 3 shows in the Bay Area, which were great. And then we're rolling through Canada. We came up north, and it's been awesome. This is day 1 in Canada, and this is, again, the biggest show we've ever played, so it's been amazing.
Now, coming from San Francisco Bay Area, playing, music, obviously, have you heard any, stories, from back in the day? Because there's some famous bands that come from the San Francisco Bay Area, like Metallica when they moved over, when Cliff joined.
For sure. I mean, myself, from a guitar playing standpoint, I taught myself how to play guitar from Metallica records. So, we would play at places very early on that were places that, bands like Metallica, Green Day played the 924 Gilman. So it's definitely, there's a lot of tradition where we're from, and we try to have a ridiculous and really high energy stage show, and a lot of those bands were like that. I think that's a Bay Area thing, something in the water, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta entertain. You can't just play the music, you gotta show off the music.
Is there not an infamous jam studio in San Francisco, I think, where Testament or one of them still perform or practice?
Not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a place in Oakland that is a pretty infamous spot that, I believe Testament, All Shall Perish, a number of great bands rehearsed at. We actually shot a music video there maybe about a year ago. So yeah, I mean, there's the place is steeped in heavy metal tradition.
Yeah, if you're any place where metal is happening in the Bay, there's a history there. So we played this venue called the Golden Bull, and I think the guy Billy from Green Day owns that. So and then a couple of the guys from Machine Head are in the area, so Machine Head just sometimes will roll through shows, and you'll end up seeing one of the guys and being like, oh shit,
you better play good.
Yeah, you better play good.
Yeah, exactly. Who came up with the idea of the attire you were wearing on stage? It was unique and very good, but still quite unique.
So the stage outfits have been a thing for a really long time. We used to wear tights, and we used to just get kind of naked on stage. And as we've gotten older, we definitely want to cover up a little bit more while still, I don't know, we kind of want to feel like superheroes on stage, So getting something that the whole band agrees to wear is really a difficult thing, but it's also something we enjoy doing. So we used to wear light up vests and tights. We've done Halloween shows where we dress up like Scooby-Doo and the gang. That kind of stuff is fun. But this is from a new music video called Defective Immediately that we just did. And it's sort of like a little bit of black metal, a little bit of hip hop. Even though it's a deathcore song, it's got a certain attitude to it. And this was the outfits we wore for the video. And game over. We thought it was an easy win to bring these out on the road. So this is the first tour we've worn these.
Now, being the vocalist, do you have any vocal exercises you do prior? Because I noticed you go from a soft, you go from your soft vocals to your growl.
Yeah.
And I know some of the other people, the vocals I've spoken to, sometimes that can be a bit of a problem, and they have lemon tea or whatever.
It is hard. Back in the older records when I used to just scream, it was a lot easier to just kind of not care on the road and just rock star it up, right? But nowadays, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking on tour. I'm drinking close to 2 gallons of water a day to keep hydrated. And then I just do vocal warm-ups, scales, and I'll sing some parts of the set, and also some of my favorite songs. I just have certain songs that are in my range. But when I warm up, I don't warm up screaming anymore. I just warm up the singing, because the screaming is almost second nature at this point, you know. So the singing is the real challenge, but it's also really rewarding when I nail those parts. So it's good.
And you, with your solos, have you always been what I like to refer to as an unselfish solo guitarist? Because I know in your solos, like you see some of these guys, and they're like right up front, basically only just pushing the other guys away. But you're kind of sort of, you know, grouped up with your guys, and you're just, you know, kind of chilling and hanging out with them.
Oh man, that's because it's hard for me. I'm just barely hanging on. No, I do. When it comes to solos, I do try to think of them a little more musically. Like I want it, you know, my favorite guitar players are guitar players when you hear them play, A, you know it's them, and B, it gets stuck in your head. Like anything with music, I want it to get stuck in someone's head. So I do try to, you know, write music that I want to hum back 10 seconds later. So thank you, man.
Yeah, no worries. And you guys have a new album out September 27th, Bottom Feeder. I've posted the link to your QR code that you had at your table on our Instagram page, so you can have a scan the QR code on our Instagram and pre-order the album. How was the writing process and recording process compared to your previous releases?
It's different. It's a lot more collaborative. So this record, we had really myself and then Patrick, our keyboard and saxophone player, writing a lot of the instrumentals, and then we, you know, as the collective, you know, 5 of us, we get together and sort of tweak those, and then Ian writes most of the vocals, and then we get together and then tweak those. So it's definitely been the most collaborative.
Yeah, everybody works on it, and we sort of filter out the bad. We do our best to like create our best stuff, and then we all kind of work together to make the best product. And it really is what's the best for this part. I think we really do look at the songs part by part, so we want every part of the song to be the best part of the song, right? So whatever works is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, one thing with this band too is like it's always been sort of each song is kind of an experiment. Like we've had songs where we try to do a metal take on a spaghetti western, or a metal take on a hardcore song. And this
record, Disco Brain is one of our big ones. So.
I feel like this record kept that theme alive, but what we did a lot more of was we really tried to harken back to the things that the songs that made us really excited when we were getting into metal. Like, you know, just sort of a tribute record in the sense of like trying to make ourselves feel the way we felt when we first heard bands like, you know, All Shall Perish or Unearth or All That Remains or whoever it was, you know, and sort of this has been our, I guess, love letter to metal.
Now, a lot of the bands that I've spoken to have found that the pandemic actually improved their writing process because of the lockdowns. A lot of them stayed because, as you know, a lot of bands ceased to exist because of it, because of how the industry had shut down. You guys as a band obviously been around since 2011, so you obviously went through that lockdown period. Did you find that after when the lockdowns were finished, that when you started writing your new material, did it improve how you were doing it?
Actually, not really, because the album we released in 2022, we wrote through COVID. And that was kind of segmented. We all kind of did our parts a little more separately. This album was the most collaborative we'd ever been. So the COVID album we had, Between the Light and Air, which we're super proud of, sort of informed how we wrote this album. We sort of, again, that album was an experiment, and we never like to do the same thing twice, so we really experimented in a different way with the next album. So Bottom Feeder, we think this is the best we've ever been, so we're really, really excited about this album.
And for the musicians out there, we do like a little thing called gear check. When you're on stage, what gear are you running?
I got a Shure microphone. We have a Sennheiser microphone. And then Bobby uses a microphone that I've had since I was like 16 years old. That's like $45, but I've gotten multiple compliments on that microphone from sound guys, so I will probably never get rid of it.
It's because of my voice, that's why.
It's your voice that does it.
And what about you?
I play Ibanez guitars. I have a, for the guitar nerds out there, an RGA 121 NTF. They like to name their guitars a very boring kind of way. And then for the 7-string guitar, I have a RG 1527M. Both guitars have bare knuckle pickups in them, which I love. My amp is a Kemper profiling amp, and I am endorsed by a Happy Cable company, so I play Happy Cables. That setup's been great. And I mean, not exactly a gear thing, but we've been blessed to have the best sound guy we've ever had in our life in this tour.
Well, anybody says sound changes everything, right?
So, you know...
James Miller, he's Necrogoblicon sound guy, and it's really cool because we didn't know he had that relationship, Archaic, brought him on this tour, but he's really been vibing with us, and he gets it because Necrogoblicon's weird and we're weird, so he's been doing great by us.
Yeah. So if people liked how we sounded today, it's 100% James.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And your sax player, what is he? I know he had not just the sax, but
that's Patrick, and he plays guitar as well, but he's the only one in the band that actually has a music degree.
oh, there you go.
So we write and we do crazy shit, and then he kind of puts it in a more theory box, right? He kind of makes it make sense. So Pat is kind of the glue that holds us together. So yeah, he's great, and right now he's selling merch. So he's our merch guy because I can only do so much yelling at the merch table after the set. So he helps me out.
And your new fellow, the bass player, and what's he running for?
He's an Ibanez bass player as well. I couldn't tell you the exact model. He plays a Mesa Boogie. I want to say it's called an Impulse. It's an older amp. It's a beast of a bass amp. And yeah, I think it's probably maybe like 1998, 1999 vintage. So you know, that thing is loud and sounds great.
And what about the drummer? His kit?
I wish I could tell you. I couldn't. I believe
He just got mine cymbals.
Yeah, Meinl cymbals.
That's all we know.
Yeah, Axis.
Axis pedals. He's been
I'm pretty
Axis pedals forever.
Yeah. If you give me actually 10 seconds, I can tell you exactly what he uses because.
But yeah, Josh is crazy. He's always really freaked out when we go into the studio because he's that guy that's worried he's gonna fall apart. But then every time he shows up, it's like, how are you so prepared? You know, and I think that's good though, to be over prepared for all of these situations, because every show is kind of a little Russian roulette. You know what I mean? So he really does good.
No, and this we are blessed that the folks in our band practice their butts off and come prepared to just rip. And Josh is no exception. He lives in Reno. He lives, 4 hours away from where we do, and because of that. We have to, treat it like symphony and then learn all of our parts separately, which is, it's a blessing to have someone like that.
So now that we're here, Josh plays
Tama drums, Axis pedals, Meinl cymbals. We got that right.
Yep.
Also Sabian cymbals. He's getting around.
Gibraltar hardware, Vic Firth 8D sticks, Evans heads, and Roland pad and triggers.
Awesome. And now your new album, is it going to have physical copies or just digital?
Yes, physical copies, CDs, vinyls. We have about 200 vinyls getting planned, and if those sell out, we may make more. But we really need those 200 to get sold. So we haven't gotten the final copies of them yet, so we haven't posted pictures of what they look like. But once those pictures, we get the actual finished versions of them, we're going to be posting those pictures everywhere.
And where can everybody find you on your socials?
So Silent Pendulum is our record label, so if you want to buy our record, pre-order it. You can get it through the Silent Pendulum Cyborg Octopus web store.
Yeah, and that's silentpendulumrecords.com.
Perfect.
That's right. And then Cyborg Octopus Band is our handle on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Cyborg Octopus Band will take you to us.
Yep.
Awesome.
We have TikTok as well.
We're working on TikTok, so
we're
all the social medias. We're doing our best, but yeah, we're not very good at social media.
And since we're at Armstrong Metalfest, I know this is probably your first time here.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but you've done many festivals. Sorry. What advice would you give a new band that's never played Armstrong Festival, being this your first time?
Come. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is crazy. And talk to everyone. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's that person that knows somebody or is in a sick band that you've heard of before. And again, you meet a lot of really cool people. So just be open and have a great time.
Awesome. All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Enjoy the rest of your tour as well.